I know that you are really in love with the myths, and I have a confession to make. I've never finished the Iliad, and I know you have. So will you tell me what it is, how does it begin, and tell me that story.
Okay. So the mythological way is that Peleus and Thetis, which are the parents of Achilles, are having an anniversary, and they invite all the gods and stuff, but they don't invite one, which is Strife, Ares' wife. So because she always causes mischief and messes everything up, so she got mad about that. So she tossed a golden apple into the wedding room and said, "For the finest."
Wow.
So Hera, Athena, and Aphrodite all thought they were the finest, so they all wanted the golden apple. So they asked Zeus, the king of the gods, to choose which one is the finest. And Zeus didn't want to take anybody's side, so he went to Paris on Mount Ida and asked him to judge. So the three goddesses went over Mount Ida, and they asked, and Hera said, "If you give me the golden apple, I will grant you forever power and glory." Athena said that if you give me the golden apple, I will grant you wisdom. And Aphrodite said, "If you give me the golden apple, I'll give you the beautifulest one for your life."
Aha.
So he chose Aphrodite and gave her the apple, and she gave him Helen. So they sailed off to Troy, and then Menelaus, who was Helen's wife, all of a sudden Helen just disappeared. He's Aphrodite's goddess.
Wow.
So he got mad and he asked his brother to just condemn him and which is Agamemnon, to go and kill Paris or something. So then Agamemnon decided that this was the perfect chance to lead into war, because he's always wanted to destroy Troy, because then he will rule the whole Aegean and all that stuff. So they went in, they called all the kings in the land in Greece to all come together. And one of the princes was named Achilles, and he was what they would say the greatest warrior in the Greek world.
Yeah.
So, and he didn't want to go to sea because he hated Agamemnon ruling over everybody. So he went to talk to his mother Thetis. Oh, and by the way, Peleus died 2 weeks after the anniversary.
How?
Sickness.
Uh-huh.
So he asked his mother Thetis, and she said that if he stays, then he'll live for a long time, he'll have children, and he'll live a happy life. And when he'll die, his children will remember him, and his children's children after that. But then after they die and all those, then he will never be remembered. But if he sails to Troy, then his name will be remembered, but he will die in Troy.
Wow.
So Achilles wanted his name to be remembered, so he went off to Troy, sailing in one of his 50 ships.
50?
Yeah.
Wow.
And because he's a prince, so he has a lot of ships. So he went to Troy with all the other men, and Agamemnon called an order, he would disobey that, but no matter what, he was still the greatest warrior, and he would still win a bunch of battles. But finally, he got tired of Agamemnon bossing around, so he just stopped fighting.
That's it?
Yeah. So he just stayed in his hut until, and that was after 9 years of going along. And when 2 weeks before the 10th year, he just stopped fighting. So then the Greeks were tired of fighting the Trojans. They were losing too many men, and they couldn't find a way to get inside. So they decided that if they kill their leader, who was Hector, one of their princes, and Paris was their other prince.
Mm-hmm.
If they killed Hector, the warlord, then they would probably be able to get inside Troy, because without Hector, their army would be horrible.
Mm-hmm.
So there were 5 people who wanted to go and fight. First one was Eurycalus, who was a 6-foot-tall man who had held a hammer on a long stick, and he would whack anybody who got in his way.
Jeez.
Odysseus, a man.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but the battery's going to run down, so tell about the 5 guys, and then we might have to wrap it up, okay? Sorry.
I just want to keep going.
Oh, I'm
Can
sorry.
you just-
The battery's
Odysseus,
almost out.
The king of Ithaca.
Yeah.
Ajax the Little, who is not brother to Ajax the Great, who is another one, and one other man who nobody knows, really. So, they all, somehow they chose, and it was Ajax the Great. And he fought Hector. It was a long battle, but finally he got killed by Hector.